the Midnight Fusion podcast, where it's always morning in America, even in the afternoon. I'm Josh. With me is Den.
Yo.
Alec.
Hola!
And Sam.
Greetings.
So what are we talking about?
Dunno, depends what you want to talk about. How about some video games?
I would like to talk about video games.
You
They
sure?
are the best thing ever.
Alright, we'll talk about some general news, shall we? If people have general news.
Not everyone all at once now.
Sure.
Depends on what kind of generalization you're talking about.
Well, I don't know. How about... Sorry?
The most general thing I can think of is Microsoft is adding The Simpsons to the Xbox 360 and Xbox One version of Minecraft.
They always seem to get that stuff. Always.
Well, I think it has to do with Microsoft buying Mojang and kind of owning Minecraft now.
So...
How much did they buy that for at the end of the day?
Oh, jeez, I can't remember. Too much?
A lot of money. A lot. It was like $2 billion nearly.
I know that, Sony doesn't own Bungie or anything, but, you PlayStation 4 people get your Destiny exclusive shit.
You don't play, so what's the problem?
Well, that's the thing.
Who said
I like exclusive
I didn't
stuff
want to
when
play.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'll have you know that those 3 guns we get, that one, maybe one piece of armor and that one strike is totally awesome.
I'm sick of that one strike.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Well, as far as other news go, we can get a little bit more obscure. The developer Digital Once. Have you guys ever heard of them?
No.
No.
They want to make a new Seaman game.
Oh, I know. Heard about the
right,
Seaman game.
I'm sorry, did I hear that right? Seaman?
Yeah, it was a game
Never
on
heard
the
of
Sega Dreamcast.
Came with the microphone peripheral for the controller.
Didn't he, insult you or something like that as well, sometimes?
Yeah, he would. He would insult you randomly. It was basically watching a fish with a man's face on your TV, and you could, I think you could talk to him, and he would insult you and just swim around.
So it was like one of those little, pocket pet things that you carried on a keychain with you, except on a Sega Dreamcast?
Pretty much. And they would like to make another one.
I don't know.
Goldfish Simulator?
The Tamagotchi phase has sort of died, really.
I think it could have a market if they got the rights and the ability to make a new Seaman game and ported it on phones and stuff. I think the phone market is perfect for
That's
a
true,
ugly
yeah.
fish man that calls you a fucker.
I mean, it would fit just perfectly in with those little, hundreds of millions of apps that are put on, every day, right?
Yeah, and when you're yeah, exactly. And when you're in line at the Panda Express at the mall, trying to get your orange chicken or whatever, the things you want to hear about the people behind you in line or in front of you in line, you want to hear them say, "Oh, my phone's buzzing. I better check my Seaman."
And then everybody looks at them.
Oh no, my Seaman's all over the place.
Ah, shit, my Seaman just died.
He just died. Oh.
Oh no, I dropped my Seaman.
On the floor.
That's gonna get brilliant responses from everyone around you and probably a free spot in line, but...
Possibly.
My Seaman nice color.
My Seaman broke.
No. Oh, nostalgia.
I gotta touch my Seaman on my phone here, give me a minute.
Gotta
Make sure
play
you
with,
rub them good.
I'm gonna play with my Seaman.
just rub it all over the place. My Seaman really likes it. I just...
I think we're going too far with the
You could go for hours with that.
Yeah.
Just like B jokes.
You know us.
I'm sorry. B puns will never not be funny.
True. Bees.
They're the bee's knees.
Gotta be.
What else have we got? Nintendo have decided to bring out a new DS, the new 3DS. Did you see that?
I did.
Yep.
Such a
And-
clever name.
Try.
I don't know who.
I saw it, and then I got it.
Sorry, keep going.
Oh, I was gonna let you go. I was just stating that I was angry.
Oh, because you couldn't buy the one you wanted?
Maybe.
The fact being that it was a Majora's Mask one, though, you think that's apparently for as many people that didn't like it, there were just as many more that did like it.
Oh, yep.
I don't know. I still want to know who in the marketing department at Nintendo said, right. Basically, the designer said, hey, we've got a new console. What should we call it? They're like, well, it's still a 3DS, isn't it? They're like, yes. Is it new? They're like, yes. No, let's call it that.
Let's call it new.
So it's called the new 3DS. There's like a normal one and an XL one or something.
So I gotta ask, when they release some super special one, are they gonna call it the newest 3DS?
The newest.
Coming soon
Newer
from
yet.
Nintendo. The newest Super Edition Special Turbo Ultra 3DS.
Why didn't they just call it the Super 3DS or something?
That was,
On topic of all those, though, that new Fire Emblem, I will be all over that if there is a collector's edition for it.
Probably will be, but good luck getting it.
Pretty much.
You know what's really great about the new 3DS, though?
What?
Is that me never having owned a 3DS in the past, I won't have a charger for the new one if I buy it.
See, I was
Oh,
just
just don't
about to
buy
say
one.
that.
Why isn't it packaged with
Exactly.
one?
It's like $10!
Yes, but if it's
Why
only
isn't it
$10...
packaged with one?
Yeah, I'm sure they can afford... I'm sure it doesn't cost $10 at cost price. I'm sure it's like $2.
I'm sure it doesn't cost them $200 cost. Why is them build one? But they do it anyways.
Well, it just seems like something kind of ludicrous to leave out of the box. Or unless their research shows they're over there and they're like, our research shows that the 3DS throughout all its incarnations has sold so well that even newborn babies have them. Therefore, everyone already has chargers, so fuck it, take the charger out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
That's
didn't you know that
that's-
newborn children are, like, pre-built with a 3DS charger?
Oh.
It just has
Well-
to do with how they market it in Japan, because that's what they've done forever.
So I guess it's time to push it on us then.
Yep. I mean,
Most
they can
dishonorable
push.
charger.
They can push more like collector's editions and stuff on us. I wouldn't mind that, but no, they're just gonna send it over to Europe.
Yeah.
So jelly. The Bravely Default's getting there. Bravely Second appears to be getting a collector's edition too, but guess where? Only in the Europe.
Isn't the new 3DS, is the collector edition on the new 3DS?
For what, Bravely Second?
Yeah.
I think it's 3DS.
Both, yeah. Well,
Well,
yeah.
because this thing I was wondering, because I heard that the new 3DS they're planning, Nintendo's maybe thinking about making it region free. I believe I saw it on Twitter in a passing tweet. So, grain of salt with that.
Yeah. I think it's just Nintendo in general is thinking about dropping the whole region lock, much like Sony doesn't have with the PlayStation 4, and I think the Vita also.
Yeah, well, it just makes sense.
Can
Well-
Microsoft still use them?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me backtrack for a second. Sony's not so much region free, but the Blu-ray regions make it a little bit more flexible.
I know they incorporated some together. Like, there used to be like... don't quote me on this, but I think there were like 9 different regions, and now there's maybe 4?
Yeah, because Blu-ray is, there's like region A, B, C, I think, something like that. And region A being like North America, Japan, and a third country I can't think of.
I come under Australia, New Zealand, probably... No, not Europe, no.
I was gonna say, so
All
you
of
mean
Oceania. We generally
since
have
you're lumped with Australia, you don't really get anything good.
No,
Like that Miami hotline?
maybe, but
Yeah.
we'll come back to that later on.
Gonna put a pin in that. We're just gonna put that up on the board. We're just gonna put a pin in that for now.
Sorry for coughing.
What kind of
You
board?
shouldn't do that.
Cork one.
Yeah,
Dartboard.
sure.
Was
God, that
hoping it was a
reminds me
chalkboard.
No.
God, for some reason that reminds me of school and those terrifying colored pieces of paper they had on the board. Anybody else have those? The you're in
like-
trouble colors?
Yeah, we had red ones. Red was like detention.
I don't know. Is it time to get into story time yet? It's not about what we were talking about earlier,
I
though.
don't know. Do we have any more video game news? Is anything interesting coming up?
Grand Theft Auto 5 got pushed back for PC.
True.
did.
Yep. Although, were any of us actually going to buy it on PC?
I was tempted to. But I'm still.
I already own it on PS3, and I don't know, just generally not a fan of buying games again, unless it's something I fanboy over, like Final Fantasy XIV.
The PS3 to PS4 conversion is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Alec.
Go!
I was just gonna say the only reason I would upgrade or buy the game again on a different, like on PS4 or PC, is just to play with people that already have it there. Like you guys have it on PS4, so
I think
let's say-
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No,
I was
no,
just
you-
gonna say, unrelated type news, but yet release type news is that that Resident Evil HD remaster comes out today or tomorrow, January 20th.
Is that today? Tomorrow for you guys, I
Uh,
suppose.
Yeah, tomorrow for us, but today for you.
Because I'm in the future.
Uh,
No, I was just going to say that I know most people like the PC versions of Grand Theft Auto for the modding and stuff like that.
people mod the console version, so I don't.
Yeah, but
I
it's
don't
not
know
as-
why they keep pushing it back.
It's not as easy though. Well, the people are saying maybe it's so they'll it'd be ready at the same time as the heists,
Maybe.
which they've been promising since like original release.
which I mean, if it's taken them this long to at least get it right, I'd rather them work on it, make sure they work, and get it right, and then instead of like adding something that's just going to be a buggy mess, let's leave all the buggy mess release shit in 2014 where it belongs.
Oh man.
So before the transition, one more thing in game news. So what about that there Type 0, Final Fantasy Type 0, apparently being rated M?
I
Yeah,
was expecting it.
That's what 15
17 here in the States.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, RM is 15 plus generally.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I guess that's your R18 rating.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, ours goes G for general, PG for parental guidance, M for mature, and then there's a 16 for 16 plus and an 18 for 18 plus.
I am gonna laugh
What?
so hard if Final Fantasy Type 0 is released in Australia and New Zealand, and it has the same rating as a Mortal Kombat game.
Hey, probably. You know, I don't know. Sometimes we take our ratings from Australia, but sometimes we don't. It depends on the thing. There's a big process for it.
Australia probably won't even get it.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they
so-
explained
Go ahead.
I think they explained a little bit why, like, kind of. Like, I was just skimming over an article of the reasons why it was, like, rated M. All of that seemed like stuff that I'd kind of expect in, like, a teen-rated games. I personally don't understand why it's rated M.
It's supposed to be the darkest Final Fantasy, which I don't know how much like blood and gore there could be, but it could be kind of high.
I mean, the thing I read about it is supposedly there's a scene where you see one of the characters get shot, and there's, like, jiggling and, you know, revealing. So that's probably where it's pushing it from. The fact that revealing is in there.
Well, didn't
man.
Lightning Returns get a teen rating?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because when I got certain armor in Lightning Returns, and I was running around in battle with it, I could see your ass crack. Like,
Oh, right.
No,
That
but-
was that warrior, the Amazon warrior costume. Was one of them.
Oh no, don't show a boob. Something bad might happen.
America will censor it.
So it has to be uh, it depends on how. I don't think it's revealing. I think it depends on how graphic they make the sex stuff. Or not graphic, but what's the word I'm looking for?
Gratuitous?
Gratuitous. Like, okay, Lightning running around in a skimpy outfit, and where you can see, like, the bit of her ass crack, it's like, oh, she's still just running and fighting, but if it's that kind of outfit and she's gyrating on a pole, maybe that's a mature rating.
Yeah.
Okay. From what, and this comes from PlayStationLifestyle.net, about the ESRB rating, is basically it just says that, sorry, my phone, battles are accompanied by realistic gunfire, screams of pain, and large blood splatter effects. Some sequences depict blood stains on player screen and corpse lying in pools of blood.
So, violence.
A girl shot by a sniper. A character shot close up. Some female characters are depicted in outfits that expose large amounts of cleavage and jiggling breasts, so they become juggalos, I guess. In the sense that they jug. Players can use a spy camera to zoom in on a female character wearing a bikini. The game includes event scenes in which a character sedates/drugs player's character and performs unknown acts on them. It is implied that some of these acts may be asexual or be of asexual nature. So, possible rape type thing.
So, stuff that if it were in a movie, it would be critically acclaimed and win 1 million Golden Globe awards. But since it's in a video game, it's the devil, and we need to keep people from. We need to put a rating on there, and nobody can play it.
Yep.
Depends on who the actor is.
Keanu Reeves, of course. Whoa, like the crystals are losing their light, bruh. We gotta save the wind. Cloud of darkness and shit, bruh.
Oh, that cloud of darkness.
Though, one other thing of news I know, which leads into one other piece that I'll quickly go through. Speaking of blood and gore, and speaking of Mortal Kombat earlier, 2 characters have been announced for Mortal Kombat X. Kung Lao and Kitana are both making a return, which doesn't make sense because flashing lights, spoiler alert, flashing lights, they died in Mortal Kombat 9. But then again, as John Vogel, one of the creators of Mortal Kombat, said, nobody really dies in Mortal Kombat.
No.
So, yeah, they will be making a return. They look pretty cool. Kung Lao looks older, Kitana looks better than she did in the last game. The last game really suffered from a lot of the characters all having like the same exact body. So,
just with different heats.
Yeah, especially the women's.
So, someone who's only played, Mortal Kombat back on my Sega. So, Kuit's Kung Lao, wasn't he? No, he wasn't the antagonist, was he?
No, he was a character they added in Mortal Kombat 2. He was the guy with the hat with the blade around it, and he'd throw his hat.
Okay, for a minute when you said hat, I immediately thought Raiden, but he has a straw hat. He's the monk dude.
Straw hat, yeah.
Lightning. Yeah.
Yeah, so got that going on in Mortal Kombat, and also Dead or Alive 5 Last Round has announced they announced another new character for their game, Honoka, the busty schoolgirl.
More fan service.
Woohoo!
She's a new character in the game. Watched a couple videos of her. She uses what apparently, like she's, Kodo says she's a typical schoolgirl, so she's not, really physically active in the sense of, she doesn't go to the gym and like bust weights all day. Like, bro,
Also, she's fatty.
not that. Average Japanese schoolgirl apparently is what they're going for. So she doesn't have a lot of muscle mass built up, but she's got some, secret power where she can basically watch any martial art and then she instantly knows it. It's something out of like Heroes, that old
God.
TV show on ABC, yeah, or NBC or whichever one it was on. So that's
She's
basically
actually
my
the Matrix.
character. Bro, it's the Matrix.
Downloads the fighting style. Wow.
I need you to load kung fu.
All right.
That literally tapped on news now after that, though.
No, that sounds good. That's probably some good amount of news. So for something different, because most of us has worked in sort of retail at some point.
Oh boy.
Well, it doesn't have to be. It could be from either side. It's just, yeah, as if people have got interesting stories of funny people or the service person in the shop if they've done something dumb or.
I've actually got the perfect story of this to transition from video games into this because it involves both.
There we go. Look at that.
Yeah. See, this is this is back when Wii 360, PS3, all that's like brand new. I'm working at Circuit City. We're stacking up some of that. What was it? Link's crossbow. I was working like everybody I worked with was like 10, 12 years younger than me. So I'm sitting there, we're stacking up Link's crossbows, we're just sitting there talking about it, and the guy's going on about how cool he thinks it is, and stuff, and I said, kind of being an old nostalgia nerd about it, I'm like, yeah, it does look like a bit of fun, but I prefer the original. And he looks at me and says, what original? Did they have another gun for the Wii before this one? And I look at him like, the original Nintendo Zapper on NES, the orange gun, Duck Hunt, and he just looked at me like I had 5 heads. He had never heard of this thing, and I'm just like, the rest of the day I'm just, man, I am so old now.
You can just hear the sigh.
Should have just like reached over and smacked him one.
Should have taken one of those, crossbow gun things, which I got one for my sister for Christmas for Resident Evil. Either way, you should have taken that and just smacked him over the head with it. How's your Link's crossbow now?
and then just make the dog laughing noise from Duck Hunt.
That damn dog.
Yep.
My mom hated that dog. She gets so mad that she sit there and try to shoot the dog when it's on the screen.
All the time.
Yeah, I've quite a few from the old Circuit City, but what do you guys got?
I've got like an IT related one because I do have worked in IT. For those who don't know, that's computers. What was it? It was a fairly quiet day, and someone rang and they said, "Oh, we got having some problems with the computer." They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry to ring you. Keep you away from your solitaire." And I'm like, what? I'm not playing solitaire. A, solitaire is dumb, and B, I'm actually working. They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And it turned out to be a fairly simple problem. And they're like, "Oh." But the funny thing was, every time after that, they'd always mention solitaire. I'm like, ha 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 ha.
Like, shut the fuck up.
Like that, pretty much. Users, they think they're funny sometimes when they're not.
Yeah, my friend kind of works in IT, sort of, for like a nursing home kind of.
Oh man.
Like company type thing, and he gets some of the dumbest questions and stuff like that. And I guess one time, somebody called and they're just like, "Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I need help with this." And he was just like, "Oh, it's okay. I was just getting ready to go number 2." It's like, you're that comfortable. That. Yeah, it's like you're that comfortable with your clients that you can tell them that you're getting ready to go poop.
Well, isn't everyone?
I don't know.
No, not really.
Oh, wow.
I'd rather not say, I'm going to go poop.
Wow.
Yeah, I myself, I've had a lot of crap go on with customer service stuff. The one time that I remember was when, it's been a few years, but I went to go help a customer, and I asked them if they needed anything. And the lady just straight up asked me, she's like, "You guys sell any drugs?"
What?
And I was like,
sure.
No. And then she was like, "That'd be great if you did." I just walked off. I had nothing else to say. That's just like, are you people really that dumb? I mean,
You just clock out for the day.
I
And it's
wish
just
I
like,
could've.
why are you leaving? Just because.
my brain just exploded in my head because people are just
I know I'm purchasing these fine products from your store today, but it'd just be really good if I could get some coke to snort, because I'm just kind of crashing hard.
See, what you have to understand, where I lived, it would just be meth or crack.
Doesn't
I don't
every
want to tell
store have
anymore. I don't want to tell anymore because it makes my head hurt too much.
I mean, the stores around here, that we have vending machines for that stuff. It's yeah, you know what I mean. Outside every store.
Right now.
Really?
I'm gonna go find I don't know. I'm gonna go kill myself or something.
Oh, God. It's
I'm
not
so
that
glad I
bad.
don't have to deal with
It's not that bad.
Much of idiocracy anymore.
I mean, we do have some pretty bad things that are sold outside, little stores here in America. Like, I think they're called vending machines, and they usually dispense candy and soda.
They're dwindling.
We have those too.
Oh, man. The problem is spreading.
No, it's been
Right,
here.
I'm not even gonna... Yeah, no, I'm done there.
Because
I'll admit.
Dwindle now.
So I have to admit, I see me a vending machine outside of the dollar store, and I'm going to get me a Coke. That's all there is to it.
I used to live next to a vending machine. It was closer to my apartment complex than the store was, and I wanted to get back to video games as soon as I could, so I would just take a plastic bag with me, and I would just stand at that vending machine. And the thing is, it was close to my apartment complex, but it was actually at another apartment complex, so I was basically crossing into their territory, just dumping dollar bills in the machine, buying all the Coke, root beer, Pepsi, Squirt, whatever I could, and just filling my bag up, and then taking it back. The best thing is, one time, I did go there, because I usually went there pretty late at night. I stay up till like 4 or 5 in the morning. Went there way earlier than I usually do, and there was a guy at the machine, and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's like, "Hey, how much?" And he puts $1 in, and he hits a button. He's like, "Why is this thing always sold out of Pepsi? Why is it always sold out of Pepsi?" I've seen it a few times, and I'm like, I don't know, man. People must.
Really
I like Pepsi. Is you hiding a bag of Pepsi behind your back?
I don't know anything about that. It's unfortunate.
You just crack a can in front of him.
Man, I hope you get a Pepsi soon, bro. So I'm just gonna leave now, walking backwards, because I don't want to break eye contact. Because I'm really nice like that. Don't look behind me.
You seem like a nice guy. I mean, I don't want to, oh.
You get to the end and you just break into a run.
All Napoleon Dynamite style. I was gonna say, I technically live next to a vending machine. It's called McDonald's, but I refuse to go there because they're so freaking slow.
Yeah.
I want to go get an iced tea. Oh, okay. 10 minutes later.
Really? For a drink?
Yes.
Yeah, the McDonald's especially around here in Pennsylvania, it's quite terrible. And that leads me to a story I have. So, back in, high school, I was in, 10th grade at the time, and I used to, ride to school with my cousin all the time, and, we'd stop off at, McDonald's and grab something to eat in the mornings, because cafeteria food was horrid. I'm sure most people can agree with that one. So we decided that we'd, go off and get some stuff. I had decided I was going to order, the hot cakes and some sausage and, an orange juice. He got the same thing. Well, we get to school and go sit down in the cafeteria and go to enjoy it. Sure enough, I, open mine. Pretty much the only thing inside of mine is, a plastic fork, a couple of napkins, and that's it. And inside his is, a half-eaten biscuit, a frozen sausage patty, like a couple packets of ketchup, and just the rest is just like plastic straws.
Well, there's your problem.
You didn't check.
You forgot to check. You always check. No.
Well, the benefit of that is being the rebels that we were. We're just like, screw this. Just skip school that day. Went to, took like a 45-minute drive and just went to Denny's.
I was gonna say, did you decide to roll up Call of Duty posters and smoke them?
Oh, no.
MLG this, bruh.
That tastes horrible. Oh, I'm not getting all kinds of
That
high off this.
laminate.
Got some vintage Spider-Mans, bro! Anyway, I guess I gotta tell that one now, too, huh?
Do it.
Okay, so I went to, the midnight release of, Call of Duty. Was it Ghost, I think it was? Yeah, it was Ghosts. So they were, like, giving away posters and stuff before kicking everyone out of the store to make them stand in line for, to get our games and whatnot. Well, we get in line, we're waiting, and I'm behind this, like, kid. I'm gonna say he's probably not allowed to be out there at this time of night. He probably had school in the morning. In fact, I'm fairly certain he did have school in the morning. Well, he's just sitting there acting like a total moron, grabbing this girl's ass in front of him and just generally being stupid. And he's like, "Here, guys, I'll show you how hard I am." He rolls up the poster, lights it on fire, and starts smoking it. It's like, oh my god. Did this kid really just light up a poster?
Did he really grab the girl's ass in front of him? Because I'm pretty sure that's sexual harassment.
Oh, he was, dude. He was just like he was just being a generally stupid little kid. Then again, I think that's common for today's youth, maybe. I don't know.
Surprised no one. Yeah. Sexual harassment, panda. Surprised no one decked his ass out. I'm
the one
hard,
guy-
bro. Don't hit me, bro.
Did you check your privilege, bro?
My KDR is like 1.7, bro. But yeah, this. Oh shit! What was it else I'm gonna? They were asking like questions and giving out like free stuff in the store, like collector's editions of things and other odds and ends, stickers and
Stickers.
one of the questions asked was what company made Final Fantasy Tactics. Someone said Naughty Dog, another guy said Activision. Like a bunch of people could not get it right. I'm just sitting there with my hand over my face, like what? And then finally, the owner of the store, or the manager rather, not the owner, looks at me and she's like, "Dennis, you know this one. You come in here enough to buy all this sort of stuff. So, who made Final Fantasy Tactics? Square. Correct answer."
God, I would have obviously correct answer. But if I was there, I would have just like stood up and been like, "Back in 1980, whatever, Hironobu Sakaguchi, da 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 da."
You just spat off
You
the
would've-
history of Square Enix.
You
Yeah.
would have educated them. I mean, that would have been like the last 45 minutes waiting for, our Call of Duty game as you, like, telling us the history of Final Fantasy. Two completely different games.
It would have been glorious.
What are we here for again?
I can't remember.
I thought this was trivia night.
Still speaking of retail, though, and not just dealing with the stupid customers that smoke posters or ask for drugs. Do you know which kind of customers, at least in my experience, are always 50-50? It's either going to be extremely pleasant or an unbearable pain.
Wait, can I guess?
You can guess.
Old people.
I was going to
Wow,
say
you
the
guessed
same
right.
thing.
Bro, are you, like, reading my mind?
Yep.
It's
Oh,
the Matrix,
man.
man.
Through the internet.
Yeah, man, that's far out.
First story, pleasant story. Guy comes in, he wants to find some movie for his wife. She's been wanting to watch it forever. Our movie section is so disorganized, we just put shit wherever. I think we had even like video games in the movie section at one point. We did not care. There was no caring to be had. No F's to give. So yeah, this guy comes in and spends some time looking for the movie or whatever, and he thinks it's going to be like $5, and it's still got the $19.99 price tag on it. And okay, I live in Oregon, so here when we say $19.99, it's $19.99, no sales tax. So he comes up and he's like, "Oh, the movie's going to be $5." And I'm like, "Sorry, man, I can't really do anything about it." And he's like, "Well, are you going to at least kiss me?" And I look at him like, what? He's like, "Well, usually when I get screwed, I get a kiss with it." And then laughter was had.
God.
Second one was another old guy came in, or he called first. I answered the phone. First and last time I ever answered the phone at work, because I learned my lesson. So, Josh, can you get that? No, man, I've got this spot I'm standing on. It's really important right now. Never answered the phone out of this. Guy came, calls the phone, or calls, asks what my name is. Asks if we sell cameras. I'm like, "Yeah, we sell cameras." He's like, "What's your name?" And I tell him my name is Josh. He comes in the store. He actually noticed the other Josh that worked there first. I walked up to him. Of course, he was met with confusion when he said, "Are you Josh?" And Josh said, "Yeah, mate, I'm Josh." Because that Josh was from Australia, actually. And then he's like, "Oh no, I think you want the other Josh." So he looked over at me, pointed like a golden retriever at something, comes over there, and then just starts grilling me about the cameras, grilling me about policies. "Oh, so if I buy this policy, could I break it as much as I want and still return it?" And I'm like, I don't know. Because I didn't know all the ins and outs of everything. And I just, you can't say anything. You got to be nice and whatever. But I'm like, dude, I really don't care about this place, and I don't care about what we do here. This is not my life.
I'm just here for the money.
Yeah, just buy a camera. This one's good. It's blue.
Yeah. This one takes pictures and also a video.
Whoa, cameras aren't supposed to take pictures.
And I had to explain the difference between digital and optical zoom. The difference between them to him 5 times. Because I'm like, oh my god. It's either, the elderly, either they're going to make you laugh and it's going to be a rip-roaring time, or they're just going to remind you that you're going to set an alarm that the minute you turn 60, you're going to put a bullet in your brain so you don't cause harm to the rest of the world. Or not harm, but annoyance.
Yeah. No, those are good. Yeah, I don't really have too much from retail. Although I did used to work in an appliance shop as well. You get dumb questions. So many dumb questions.
Is the refrigerator running?
Yeah.
We do not accept credit cards.
Yeah, I want to pay by check. No, we don't do checks anymore. Oh, why not? Because it's a check. Nobody uses those anymore.
Is this the kind of coffee pot that makes coffee?
No, it makes tea.
Can I put bread in this toaster?
No. Only toast.
Whoa.
Yeah,
On
no,
topics of toasters for a minute.
Oh, God.
So I was looking through Amazon for things that would make my life easier, and I found a toaster on there that cooked an egg at the same time.
Yeah, they've been around.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen them. I'm pretty sure there's one that will, cook an egg and then put it in the middle of the toast for you.
Oh, yeah.
You just blew my mind.
So you can have egg on toast, but the egg is actually in the toast.
Oh, I gotta have this. Where do I buy one? Just shut up and take my money, pretty much.
It's somewhere.
Eggontoast.com.
Egg on toast. No,
And please don't go to that website. It might be porn.
Yes.
I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google it right now.
God. Make sure your sound is off.
All right, I will turn speakers on for this.
No, don't.
Eggontoast.com. Do you like horny grandmas?
No.
No.
So it brings up a whole bunch of Google images of eggs on toast, and apparently it is an actual thing called egg in the hole. And then there's some links to the Food Network.
Fuck that channel.
Who don't
Food.
sponsor us, by the way. But if they want to,
My favorite thing about the Food Network is everything.
And it makes me feel like such a fatty. Because I sit there and I'm like, oh.
then you can't cook. You're like, how am I supposed to cook these things?
Whoa. This sounds nasty, because I clicked around a little bit, and now I'm looking at egg on baked beans on toast.
That's the thing. What's wrong with that?
And then there's one with what looks like guacamole on toast and an egg.
Yeah?
And then there's someone who put an egg on a bunch of what I would call crackers.
Yes.
I've never heard of egg on crackers.
Yeah, that's a new one to me, too, and I've done some pretty crazy things. Like chicken loaf.
Alright, I think that's probably... I think we can think that's all the funny stories we can think of.
Yeah.
Well, maybe pertaining to retail, I'm chock full of them elsewhere, though.
True. I think we can use those for a different show.
If we ever do a show about bar stories, I can fill the whole episode.
We'll just let you talk for the entire thing.
Hey, I got my own to share.
True.
No.
Alright. Should we talk about some more games?
Shall we get serious?
Well, as serious as we can be, anyway.
Why? Nope.
Yep.
Can't go any further with that.
So, I'll go with my one first. So, basically, people might know the game Hotline Miami, which was fairly violent, but it was more of a 16-bit type game, so yeah, it wasn't too bad. The new one, though, is not going to be released in Australia, apparently.
Law.
Because apparently Australia doesn't like mini things.
The
don't like
biggest
fun.
contender... What, Alec?
They don't like fun.
Yeah, well, the biggest offender for I was reading about it earlier, the Hotline Miami 2 game, is in the opening scene, I don't even know it's the opening scene. I watched the scene myself, but it's, the guy shoots about 5 dudes in the head on a level, and then he shoots a woman or he knocks her down. She appears to be in red underpants, and then once she's on the ground, he lays on top of her, and you see the back of his pants fall, and then it just makes that boom, 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 beating heart noise. And then you hear a bell, and some guy pops up and it's like, okay, that's enough, we're done shooting for today, da-da-da-da-da. And they're up in arms, rape scene, is their take on it. Now, there's a setting on the game where before you play this level, it says this includes, disturbing material of adult blah 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 blah. Would you like to see this scene? And there's an option yes or no.
Ah, see, I didn't know that bit.
Yeah, even with that, or I don't know if that's just in if that's going to be in the release version. I assume it's going to be release version. Maybe it's just in the demo or. I don't know. I didn't hear about Hotline Miami 2 until all this stuff came about. So I assume it's going to be in the retail version of the game. With that mode turned on, it just kind of, he goes to lay on the female character, but then it just fades to black or something like that. So Australia wants that removed.
Well, they refused it classification because of it.
So they will give it classification, maybe.
Maybe. I think the creators have to go back to them and say, hey, we changed this slightly, can you do it again?
I'd say if... Oh, go ahead, Sam.
I was going to say it's not an uncommon thing in Australia, especially in Australia. There's a lot of games that have either had to be changed or never sold at all because they didn't get classification over there.
Yeah, well, I know Den's played the Stick of Truth. I haven't got it.
Great game, by the way.
Yeah. It's got a lot of scenes that they couldn't show in Australia, and what they did for that game was just put up sad koalas.
Yep.
Pictures of sad koalas that just described the scene, so they could always go that route. But, interestingly enough, one of the guys at the developers too. I don't remember the name of the studio. Um, he told Australian people to just pirate it.
I saw that bit.
He's like, just download it. As long as you're having fun, that's what we care about.
It sounds like it might get classified here in New Zealand because the developers have actually put it through for classification. Our classifications are a little bit different, so there's a good chance it'll come through.
But you guys still got the censored stick of truth, though, didn't you?
Yeah, but that's because who published it?
Oh, who did publish
Whoever
that?
published it did not. They basically, the options that we have here in New Zealand are either get it classified by our board or just use the Australian one.
Ubisoft.
Okay. Generally, the default seems to be whatever Australia gets, we also get. So, but yeah, I mean, if there's a game that's like that, and I really want to play, I can just buy it on Steam anyway.
Our Lord and Savior.
Yep.
Well, I assume even with 2015, or even with us going into 2015, I think the issue is with a lot of these classifications of games that have these, that are more violent, have darker themes or more adult themes. And I already kind of made the same argument earlier. If this was a movie, nobody really... Some people would still complain, because there's always going to be people that would complain. But the movie would just get its, whatever rating, and then critics would talk about it, and then it might win an award or two. But video games still have this stigma that it's a video game, it's for kids.
I love
Or
how,
kids will get their hand on. I was just going to finish up where that somehow, even if the game is not intended for kids, kids will still somehow get their hands on it. Which you would think if stores were enforcing that, policy. I mean, I still got carded for buying, what was it, Metal Gear Solid 5 or Grand Theft Auto
Really?
5? Yeah. Yeah, me with my beard and all my gray hair.
Yeah, and I mean,
But
I've been able to get away
Go
with
to the
worse since I was
sky.
like 16.
good on them, I guess, for being thorough, which is what they probably have to do now with all the people complaining. I mean, truth be told, I'd rather get carded and have them card everybody than, sell it to some 12-year-old that's going to go, woohoo.
Sure.
Most of the places around here, it seems like, are, everyone knows everyone, so I don't really get carded that much, but I do have friends who work in the stores that I buy, my video games at, so I guess it's not really a problem.
It's called becoming a regular, it's, thing. Like, that one guy who cried, there's a couple guys up there at the GameStop, they recognize me. The one guy that carded me, I believe he was new. Because he seemed very enthusiastic about his job. And generally, only people who are new are enthusiastic about their job. So, and he didn't know me yet, but the other guys who usually work there do. But, yeah, that's Hotline Miami. I don't... I'm not a fan of the whole, they have to censor and change everything and stuff, but then they've made their decision, so not much else to say on that. On Miami. But there is one other game that has been getting a lot of heat and has kind of been thrown around back and forth. And that's Hatred.
Oh boy.
Do you want to give us a rundown on what that's about?
Yeah, Hatred, just to make sure. Hatred game. I just want to get the, Destructive Creations. That's who's making it. I almost said...
Never heard.
Yeah, me, not until now. I almost said Demolition Creations for some reason. I just want to make sure I get that right. Yeah, Destructive Creations. It's a game Hatred. The opening trailer, it shows a guy who I almost feel like could sue for likeness rights. I mean, I'm obviously fatter, but long hair, I still have my black coat, it's my winter coat. But, no, I'm not going to do that. It starts out and he's just mad at the world. He's got guns, he's got knives, he's got grenades. He's just gonna fucking kill everybody, and that's what he does, and that's what the game's about. Just going on a murderous rampage, killing indiscriminately, men, women, whoever you run across, you shoot them dead, you execute them, and so needless to say, after saying that, the game is incredibly violent. It does have a black and white look to it. I believe the couple times I watched the trailer, I could see some red of the blood, so there is a bit of color in it, depending on like maybe the lighting or something. I'm not too sure. It's been a while since I've watched it, but it's a gruesome game. It's going around murdering, but it's been through. Trailer was released. It's got its criticism. Everybody talking about it. It got greenlit on Steam. It got put up on Steam, and people voted yes, and it got greenlit. And then it was pulled from Steam. And then some people, gamers in the community, on the Steam community, said, we feel that that's censorship in a way, or we don't. It's kind of a bummer that you pulled it without letting us make the decision. If, like, you basically told us this game is too bad for people to play because it's just a quote-unquote murder simulator, so people can't play it. You didn't let us make that decision for ourselves. So, as far as I should really got more of my info correct. So, but I believe Gabe Newell did say something on it, and it did go back up, and so I believe it is back on Steam, but it is getting an adult-only rating, meaning it will not see the light of day on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One.
I suppose they see a choice if they don't want to put it on the console.
It's actually not on Steam right now.
Is it
Oh,
not?
it's not.
Yeah.
Was it taken down again because of the adult-only thing?
I don't know. I just did a search for it, so yeah, I'm not seeing it on there. Yeah, I just watched the trailer too. I mean, I will have to admit, in my opinion, and of course just me, it does seem like it pushes a boundary that maybe it shouldn't.
It's definitely a dark, edgy game. I mean, there's a boundary there with every other game, because you'd be like, oh, you kill other people in other games. There's a little bit more context to it, I guess, with well, these guys are zombies, or these guys are Greek soldiers, and Kratos hates those guys, or Roman soldiers, or whatever.
Well,
I can't remember which is which right now. Kind of.
yeah, well, even like in the sense of like GTA, where basically you can indiscriminately kill whoever too, in a sense, but that's not your purpose in the game.
Yeah,
Whereas
you can.
in this game, that's what it looks like. That's your purpose. Go kill people. I mean,
Incidentally, though, gone.
no, you.
I was just gonna say, if it was like zombies or something, I'm sure nobody would say a fucking thing. Forget my language. I'm sorry.
Zombies, Nazis, whoever. The
Australia
Russians.
would, though.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there would be a very someone somewhere would have something to say about it. I'm fairly
Was
certain.
it? I'm just trying to think. There was a game. Basically, in Australia, they had to change the color of the blood from like red to green. Was it Left 4 Dead? That sounds about right. Anyway, sorry, I know we're going back to the old one again. But yeah, no, I wouldn't play it. Not really my cup of tea. But you still, sure, just, I mean, don't restrict it just because of the content, unless it's illegal, no, even illegal content. I'm just trying to think how to put this.
I think. Allow me to interject, Sam.
Yeah.
I think you're basically saying what I'm going to say. If you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. To me, it feels like it would be a hard game to play, just because, like, some of the scenes in the trailer, like, you go into a police station, you just start shooting police officers up, start stabbing them, and one of the other scenes is, he has a woman by her neck, puts a gun in her mouth, kills her.
Yeah, and that I can completely understand that, and though I feel, Alec, that does support what I say, because I have a friend of mine, good close friend, I've known him since, middle school, young
Yeah.
age. He knows a lot. He's been friends with a lot of cops over the years because of his mom, because of the job she has. She helps law enforcement. He doesn't like GTA games. He doesn't
Yeah.
like that, even though, there's, like you said, there's a story there, there's people all around, there's all the so but he's a gamer through and through. He plays tons of games. He loves Mortal Kombat. He's one of the best Mortal Kombat players I've seen. But he just doesn't play GTA games. Because he doesn't like it, so he doesn't play it.
Yeah, fair
I was
enough.
gonna say it probably touches a little bit too close to home for him.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he said. And with that being said, it's but he doesn't. It's a sense of it's not like I don't like it, therefore you can't like it.
Yeah.
Everybody get rid of it and get it out. And that's my whole take on the whole thing. Hatred, I don't know if I'd play it or not, because honestly, I mean, yeah, it looks dark, or dark, edgy, it's pushing the line. It's like, wow, okay, I just killed like 5 dudes and like 3 women for no other reason. That is a little bit, but also, it looks like it's a game that get boring really fast.
Yeah.
Because it's, because what else is there to it?
Well, in my opinion, for a trailer, if there is more to the game, it does not do a good enough job to actually say, hey, there's more to this game than just going around killing people. Is there a purpose for it? Is there, well, I guess not a purpose, but is there a reason that all of a sudden you just decided that you're going to go on this mass genocide?
From what I have read, I believe that's really just all there is to it. It's just this guy literally, like, he's been sitting at his house forever how long, and he just hates the world.
Snaps.
Yeah, he snaps and he's like, I've had it, I'm done, I'm going out and I'm taking as many people with me as I can. I mean, interesting idea for a game, and I still think people should be allowed to make whatever game they want. If it's, push the envelope, it's going to be dark. As also as Sam said, within some, I mean, there's certain games that should not be made, which I mean, I don't want to get into the depths of that discussion because then it really goes back and forth. So just in the concept of hatred, it's Grand Theft Auto's Rampage mode. We've kind of seen it before. We've just never seen a game solely around it.
Yeah.
But also the adult only rating, I'm totally cool with that too. It's a game for adults. I don't feel any kid should be allowed to download this on Steam.
See, does that mean? Like 18 plus, or?
Yeah, adult only would be 18 plus. Adult only it's a weird rating. It's generally, they've had the rating ever since they enacted the whole rating system.
Well, there's only been one game that's truly had it, and that was San Andreas, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the only reason San Andreas got it was because when people discovered the hot coffee mod.
Yeah.
And when they found out they could unlock it in the console version, they were like, nope, 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 nope. And they took the store off shelves, rebanded it adult only. And there was this mentality that stores will not carry, or not a mentality, but because stores actually say they will not carry adult only games. So for the sake of argument, let's say Hatred was coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. You would not be able to find this game at Walmart, at Target, at Kmart, at GameStop. Stores will not carry adult-only games.
Yep.
Which they did in the Atari days. Leather game cases behind this, yeah.
Walmart, in my opinion, is the weirdest retailer when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, they won't sell parental advisory CDs, but, you'll sell rated R movies. Same thing.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you won't sell that album? How many times do they say fuck out in the album? Oh, they say the F word about, 5 times. How many times do they say in this movie? 20. Okay, so it's a lot better when it's in the movie. Why are movies so immune? Who did movies pay off? That's what I want to know.
Hollywood pays off everybody.
I
To
was
make
just
enough
like,
money.
you wouldn't
Anyway.
download a pizza.
I think we're getting kind of off track here.
But I want to download a car.
3D printing. We're gonna download them soon.
All right. Well, we should probably lighten the mood a little bit with, I don't know, some funny news. I've got some funny news.
Tell us your funny news.
All right. This is actually a local thing to New Zealand here. A young yeah, young dumb seagull causes power outage. A young dumb seagull cut power to parts of somewhere here, paying the ultimate price for landing on a power pole. So large parts of a certain city were left without that power when the seagull made its last ever landing on the insulator on top of the pole at about 5:45 p.m. There was the fire officer said basically the seagull landed on top of a I forget which bit the insulator is.
Transformer?
Yeah, something similar to that. Basically, he landed on that and it exploded.
That's kind of odd because usually an animal like that's kind of not immune in a sense, but they're less prone to like getting electrocuted and stuff because they're not being grounded. So they're not making that connection, but maybe somehow touch this beak on the pole or something.
Yeah, somehow the seagulls short circuited the box and it's exploded.
Yeah.
Apparently, they did try to revive him too.
Oh, geez, that just. Oh. So your cops or authority officials over there are just as dumb as the ones over here. Because there was a short clip in Ashland's a town here in Oregon. Short clip about some dog attacking a duck at the park, and then it goes on to say the duck refused medical treatment.
No, how can a duck refuse medical treatment?
No,
Yeah.
my time's come. Just let my children know.
I'm not letting no beaver fan work on me. Whack, 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 whack.
I've got another good one too. An Australian man is cooling his heels after being caught driving a motorised chili bin.
What?
A chili bin. An ice box, I suppose. You guys have those? You put cold drinks in them.
Yeah, cooler.
There we go. The police pulled over the 29-year-old man as he was driving the chili bin or whatever along the footpath just after 5 p.m. This was a few days ago. He did not have a license to drive the chili bin or any other vehicle, and he received 2 fines totaling $1,476. They also impounded the chili bin.
Man.
Wow. I guess they weren't a fan of cooler. They were more of a Frieza fan.
Maybe.
Please, Alec, you got it at least.
I knew what you were talking about.
Okay.
The police told him to chill out.
Just cool off, buddy.
Yeah.
You look different, Freezer.
Oh, God. Anyone else got any funny news?
This is, I guess, not light humor, but it's kind of neat. I guess that astronomers have basically decided or come across that we have 2 other planets in our solar system.
What?
Just beyond Neptune and the now dwarf planet Pluto.
Are they considered planets, or are they the same as Pluto is now?
I believe that they are supposed to be bigger than Earth.
Oh, okay.
Saw that earlier. I guess try to find
I
it
suppose
here.
that would, yeah.
Yeah, one of them is nearly 200 AU from...
Oh.
And then
What's
the
that?
other one is 250 AUs, which is 90 million miles.
Is that astronomical unit or something?
Yeah, 1 AU is 91 million miles.
A long
which
way.
is the distance between, the Earth and the Sun.
That's right. Jesus, 200? Wow.
200 and 250. Whereas Neptune's orbit from the Sun is 300. or 30. So yeah, they're pretty far
That's
out there.
quite
But
far out.
apparently, I guess that they can maybe consider them to be part of our solar system.
Hmm.
Just a little, I guess, scientific nerdy fact.
So we had 9, went to 8, and now we've got 10.
Possibly.
Possibly 10.
And then all of a sudden they'll be like, we want 11 again. 11.
No, Pluto is out.
We're taking it past 10. We're cranking it.
Then you said you had a funny news?
Not funny news. It was way back, but I was going to ask if anyone like had any like. You guys were talking about the movies and stuff. That reminded me that we used to have like a little like convenience store here that used to have you could rent movies out of it too.
Oh god.
Were they all porn?
That's in the back room. See, we still have, I mean, where I live, it's a small town. We still have a video store where you can rent movies. It's now a video/liquor store, but the video store is still a part of it. And I believe they still have a little back room, but our grocery store did for a time rent movies. I'm glad they stopped, though, because I actually got away with something. I rented a movie once, the VCR ate it. So I just kind of jammed the tape back into the... I sat there and like rolled it back in. Nobody's got to knows about it.
No, it's fine.
Be kind, rewind.
I did. After, it was ripped out of the VHS.
Put some
So you
sellotape
put the
on it.
work and effort into actually manually rewinding it yourself.
Yeah, I was freaked out.
Most people would just chuck it back in the case and be like, eh.
See, my grandmother always used to tell me this story. When I was a little kid, I one time tried to jam a piece of peanut butter and jelly toast into her VCR at her house when I was watching there because apparently I can watch a piece of peanut butter and jelly toast.
Nice.
I mean, can't everyone, though?
No.
Oh.
Not everyone. Oh god.
I remember putting, when I first got my Super Nintendo, still pretty ignorant to the whole hardware of it all. Just sitting there thinking, I'm like, I wonder if I put an NES game in the Super Nintendo, if it'll upgrade the graphics. It
No?
did not. No.
Sad.
This is a
So-
Super Famicom.
So, will we tapped out?
I think so.
Yes.
Anyone else have anything else they want to talk about?
We get a
So about that
fun
weather,
thing for- well, I was gonna say we get a fun thing that we get to enjoy. I guess tomorrow morning or later on from these Sammos.
Sure. Yep.
New Final Fantasy XIV patch.
Yay! So many
Cloud
cool
of
things.
Darkness.
Woo.
I am
So
so
excited
excited
for
to
that.
get. Yeah, I'm so excited to get in there and hear like if they did a remake of the music in there.
Have you not? You heard it in the trailer, surely.
That was just the World of Darkness. I want to hear how if they actually redid the Cloud of Darkness music from the end of 3.
I also want to know if they somehow incorporate like the Crystal Cave theme, because that theme was just
So if they just play the same boss music in there that we've had from Labyrinth and
Yeah.
Circus Tower, I'm gonna be like, ugh.
Yeah, that will be disappointing. Seeing Cloud of Darkness is going to be cool. The story of it's going to be cool, but if they just recycle the music, it's going to be a little disappointing.
they
I mean,
better have new music since this is like, this is the end of the Crystal Tower Chronicle in a sense.
So give us some good music for that.
It would be nice. And then we get more Hildy Brand. Hildy, my boy.
And wait, do we get Gold Saucer this one?
No,
No,
it's
that'll be
next
a-
month.
That's the next one. Yeah,
But we
so I'm
do
really looking
get,
forward to that too.
we get our Odin fight that we're supposed to get right after FanFest. Thank you, Yoshi P, for telling us that. Actually giving it to us.
Once the Gold Saucer is introduced, it's going to be like, Guys, can I have a Quick Tongue Materia 3? I'm still behind on my weapon. Why don't you just buy one? I spent all my money on triple triad cards.
To me, it's gonna be, I spent too much money playing the mini games.
Rowena stole all my cards. I need to buy new ones.
Yeah, at 14. I'm looking forward to almost, let's see, short of 8 hours now.
It's the final countdown.
We can't go into that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get sued by cans that way. Who's saying
God.
Final Countdown? Oh man, I used a JonTron joke. We're gonna get sued by JonTron.
Oh no! Why do you guys do this to me?
Why do we have to know
Yeah,
things?
we'll send you the bill in the mail. You can just pay that when you're ready. $14 million.
Well, we'll get it to you once we have it. So in
Yeah.
the meantime, enjoy our content.
Yay!
Please look forward to it.
Alright,
God damn it.
Oh, that's it. Our server's getting nuked now. GG.
good job, good job.
Nah, there's more to that, but I'll talk to you guys about it here in a bit.
Alright, well, what special call it there, shall we?
Let's wrap it up.
Alright. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yep. For the Midnight
No.
Fusion Podcast. Shut up. For the Midnight Fusion Podcast, I'm Josh. Next person.
I'm Sam.
I'm
I
Alec.
guess I'll go. I'm Dan.
We thank you all for joining us.
Bye.
This is us signing out.
Play generic news music here.
Wait, did we go over the weather?
No, there's no weather.